we are going to be answering the question of how to have high self-love. We have to answer a few questions before that. What is true self-love? Why do we even want self-love? If you are new here, my name is Paget Kagy. I am a quantum energy healer helping you unlock your highest potential through the quantum field. So first of all, thank you for even submitting this question, how to have high self-love. So here's the thing. In your purest essence, in your purest state, you are what? You are self-love. So how does this actually make sense? How do we break that down? What does that really mean? People always say that, but what does that really mean? So there is a consciousness that, let's say, created humans. There is a greater human consciousness. That consciousness is based in a love consciousness. So in our human purest essence, we are love. So when people talk about these really higher level humans who've gotten to really crazy levels of consciousness, they have gotten to a really close state of being in that pure love frequency. Now, you have to get to a certain level of consciousness in order to actually embody this. Why and how? So people always talk about being at a high frequency, but they usually talk about it from your thoughts or your mindset. Control your thoughts to only be positive, only be good, only be expansive. And then when you do that, oh my God, you're in a high frequency. But what happens when we're not thinking those things? Like what happens to our frequency? It will drop. So that's not really embodying the frequency. It's just using our emotions to try to get us into that state temporarily. So what do we want to do? We want to embody those high frequencies at a deep level so that when we're walking around and we're not having super crazy, amazing thoughts, we are still embodying that frequency. When you do this, you become like a magnet. You actually have more influence over over the reality, even actually of people around you, because you have frequency authority. And also you become a magnet to better, right? You're able to attract higher possibilities in your field. This is what I call shifting into higher timelines, because your frequency embodied is just at a higher state of being. You are naturally a match for better things. So I know I went on a tangent, but all of this is really important to actually understand, because true self-love comes when you are able to embody those higher pure frequencies into your three-dimensional self. Okay, it is a state of being. It is something that you just carry with you without trying. So people often talk about self-love as, oh, they have self-love because they get their nails done, they go to get massages, and they self-care. Could that be a symptom that you do have self-love because you are honoring and respecting your body and you are honoring yourself and you're putting yourself first? 100% it can be a symptom. Is that going to create true self-love? Absolutely not, because you're just doing it from a place of trying for a result, but the result is you. The result is literally you. Self-love is just embodying the knowing of your brilliance, embodying the knowing of the pure love frequency that channels through you, being connected to your pure potential, your pure essence as a limitless being in human form, feeling that expansiveness, that limitless nature of who you truly are, while also being embodied in this density. And that is where this feeling of like ecstasy comes in, or it becomes euphoric. This is also where you're able to receive more into your reality, okay? Because everything in your reality in some way is basically a reflection of your relationship with yourself. Your experience of your reality is simply a reflection of your relationship with self. Now, the reason why we are disconnected from self-love is because of the heavy energetic patterns that we end up accumulating over our lifetimes, and then also getting passed down through our lineage, through generations that come before us, okay? These can be cultural, they can be lineage in your family, also past lives. But usually in our fields, we just have layers and layers and layers and layers of garbage that keeps us feeling disconnected from who we truly are, that keeps us feeling limited, right? So when they talk about limiting beliefs, where do the limiting beliefs come from? They come from, okay, your subconscious mind, but then what actually informs your subconscious mind? Those deeper levels of energy, even stored in your DNA, that are like emanating from your field and projecting out into your reality. But really deep down, all we want, guys, is self-love. Like, all we really want is to connect with that pure, limitless potential within us. We just think it's the money. We just think it's a relationship. We just think it's the house. We just think it's all of these things. All those things, amazing. But it's even more amazing when they become an expression and an expansion of the limitlessness within you that you have connected to. So why is this important in practical terms? Like, what am I going to get if I connect with deep self-love? What am I going to get? Very, very good question, because it was a question that I kept asking myself, and it was self-love was something that I kept on wanting to ignore, be like, what good is that? That sounds so floofy, fluffy. I don't care about self-love. Who cares about self-love? What's self-love going to get me anyway? I just want the nice house. I just want the money. I just want the relationship. But when I actually tapped into what true self-love is, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the foundation for all of it. Why is it the foundation? Self-love is the foundation for all of it, because like I said, your relationship with your reality is reflecting your relationship with self. So if you have a loving, deep, connected relationship within yourself, guess what? You are going to be able to feel the connectedness to your abundance, to your career, to the loves in your lives, to your friendships, to all of your relationships. You're going to be able to receive that love through those things. And for me, what that really feels like is not just receiving their affection and the nice things that they say, or whatever those things are. It's actually my experience with doing things in my reality feels better. It feels easier, right? Like, I can put myself out there. I can take risks. I can fail. I can make mistakes. I can try. I can push myself to the next level even. And it feels easier because I am no longer criticizing myself. I am no longer holding myself to such high, ridiculous, impossible standards. I am able to just do things from a regulated place of, I still honor myself. I still respect myself. I still love myself. I can make mistakes. I can be imperfect, and that's going to be okay. And I'm going to live, and I'm going to survive, and I'm going to thrive, and I'm going to learn, and I'm going to get better. So imagine what that does for your business, for your career, for creating abundance, for your relationships, for your family relationships, for your friendships. It becomes actually a foundation of expansion in your reality. Because let's say everything in your reality, you're constantly criticizing, judging yourself, being hard on yourself, being really impatient. Even when you get the things, guys, those patterns are just going to magnify. You're going to be even harder on yourself. You're going to be entrapped in this prison of impatience, self-criticism, judgment, and the things that you even are able to create are going to feel very heavy. They are not going to feel good. You are not going to enjoy them. And then what does that do? Leads to burnout. It leads to you wanting to give up. It leads to you being like, oh, this is not working. I'm just going to throw it all away. When it wasn't actually about the thing at all. It was actually about your relationship to the thing, because it was reflecting your relationship with yourself. And that is why, and I realized this as I was doing the Quantum Love program, why self-love is the foundation to everything. It is the key to mastering your reality at the highest levels in a way that actually feels good. In a way that serves you, in a way where things can be easier, things can be expansive, things can be abundant, things can feel deep, You can enjoy life and feel the love back from other people and life itself. It goes beyond just love. It goes beyond just relationships. It goes beyond, oh, I'm going to pamper myself today. That's a symptom. It literally will change the way you experience yourself and your reality completely. It gives you the most beautiful place to expand from, to try things. And in order for us to create success in anything, relationships, business, whatever, we have to be willing to try things. We have to be willing to get it imperfect and keep going and feeling good while we keep going, despite no matter what the immediate result is. And this is something I was also tapping into in my last QSA mastermind group. The reason why when we don't have self-love, things can be so hard is because we don't have the self-forgiveness enough to keep just moving forward, right? With things, we judge every little thing we do. Like while we're still even just in the learning phase or the hatchling phase, we're literally judging every single thing we're doing. Be like, ooh, I don't like that. Ooh, I didn't do a good job in that. Like it takes us 100 times longer to do the things. Because we're constantly stopping at every single hiccup, at every single mistake, at every single failure. It's really inefficient. Really inefficient. You can't really create high levels of success from that space because you're just going to be very inefficient. You're going to be a lot slower in the things that you do. Okay. And it's not going to feel good in the process. It's the people who need it the most that ignore it and that don't really care about it. Or that are like, I'll save that for later, whatever. That's stupid. I know because I was that person. When literally it was staring you in the face the entire time and you're like, oh my gosh, if only. So the way that we get to this space again is that we elevate our frequency in our embodied self from a grounded space. As we do that, we release the icky energies in our field that are keeping us disconnected from that pure love frequency and essence of that is channeled through us. As we release more of that garbage, we become even more in connection with our essence. We're able to release even more garbage. We're able to go into even higher states of being and embody those higher states of being. We're able to welcome in better possibilities, higher timelines, new versions of self. And then our reality starts reflecting the love that we're embodying, the love and the respect that we're embodying for ourselves, that we now have for ourselves at a deep level because we know who we are. And we're like, holy moly, if I know who I am and I am this amazing and I am this grand and I'm this brilliant, how can I not love myself? And then we can go into higher states and then we can expand and then we can do the things and create the things and be the things that we want to be. And continue on the path and have resilience and have consistency and expand into more. So I hope that this answer was helpful. I hope you kind of understand now a little better why self-love is so important and the impacts that true self-love actually has in your physical reality and what true self-love actually really is beyond a mental construct. If you want to connect with that deep, pure essence, that deep love within yourself, I'll leave the link below to Quantum Love. It is my love program. I know it seems like it's very geared toward people who want to find relationships or people who want to better their relationships. Yes, it is for that, but relationships are just a mirror of self. So really, it's all just about your relationship with yourself, coming into that deep self-love from within so that you can expand into everything that we were talking about in this video. Okay, guys, until next time, thank you for watching. Remember to hit that like, subscribe, and bell button if you want to see more. And I will see you guys later. Take care of yourselves.